Konnichiwa, everyone. A stubborn creature here, coming off the line with just some previous games. I want to be able to speak about the preseason games and just us paying attention to a lot of things that's just going on around us. Even with our rookie players and our veterans and so forth and so forth. I really think that it's great that they're able to get on, some type of playing field and be on that level. But if we really pay attention to our preseason, and this is where it gets very confusing with our pro season, because if our pro season can't kick up like our preseason, and we pay attention to everything with these pre-seasons. See, pre-seasons, we always pick, the fresh, the go-to snatch up right now we need. Let's put the pause, on that person right now. But when it comes to the pro season, they're not as active. And when they are active, you have your pros that have to get in and actually hold the line down and do what they do. So being able to intertwine and look at how many games they win and being able to go off of this is great. It's so many times that the Raiders have actually dominated the preseason and then come to the season and we have so many excuses. Why? I mean, me personally, I like to look at every player individually, especially when they play. I am a defensive girl, so when I look at the D line and how they handle themselves, and so much of the offense, once they get further down the line, and your receivers and stuff like that, and you pay attention to everybody individually and their skills, it tends to really fall on a certain person. That's why I like a little man on man action and shit like that too. So, because it eliminates a lot of excuses that a person would use during the game or what they would say or whatever the case may be. Like Carr, I hate to get on him because he is a part of the Raider Nation. Like, he is in this black hole. He is part of what we need the blackness to swallow. You know what I mean? As far as like the other team. He is our quarterback. He has to provide. You know what I mean? As far as like getting down that field, putting those scores on the board. So, I mean, I hate to cut him off at the knees, but I wish he was just more open, more honest. Start taking more of taking more initiative of what he do. You know what I mean? Because this bring a lot of attention to Davante Adams. Now, Davante Adams coming onto the team and speaking a little bit and how high volumes of how he have some type of connection with Carr, whether it's through college or whatever the case may be. But we have to, keep in mind and always have a feel for the field and the game and what people are actually going for. Now, I don't want to be that one that's always putting in what the fuck is a fly doing here? Oh. Put in your mind that, in certain structure, sometimes people go with the flow, throw games or whatever the case may be. Now, him saying that he, Rogers being a little older, him just wanting to be probably closer or whatever the case, all the excuses is just coming down. Like, know yourself, know your heart, know where you want to be. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know where you want to be, and that's vice versa for both of them, it'll fall short. Because first of all, let us just take a look back on our history and our receivers when shit was going so good, when shit was about to be at its most. And this is probably and I'm going to say this is probably before we were going to go to Vegas. You feel me? We had such a powerful team, but in order to make this whole jump to Vegas with the money, with the sponsors, with everything that was supposed to come behind, they allowed them. Look at this shit. Okay, that's not here. Okay, with that, with everything that was supposed to come about, they allowed it. You know what I mean? They're allowed to dismantle the team. They allow this and that just so that they can go to vote Vegas, supposedly have a new start, do all of these other stuff. Now I feel like I'm going back into my videos with Gruden and shit. But the history matters. The history is very important because you have to pay attention to how we are moving now. Now, Davante Adams, you stepped into this situation to where, like, okay, you think about a younger person as far as like that you can go under and be there and be that structure. Remember, let's just go just like when our time was just, I mean, when our team was just dismantled, when we had Amari Cooper, when we Khalil Mack, and you know Khalil Mack was on the line with Irvin, and they were just doing their thing, you know, they just dismantled that shit. But you know, I had to swallow that shit. Look in my eyes. I had to swallow that shit. That's when the team was actually black eyes. Oh my god. Okay. But that's when I had to swallow that shit and keep it going, you know, and trust in the momentum. But you look at the way that they're going, the way that they speak, and sometimes when it don't go his way, he blame it on so many other people. So it's like y'all have history, but respect what you know and you stepping into, and believe in yourself and know your worth. Like I was proud of a lot of our some of our teammates that took a pay cut to be able to do what they do just for the history, just for the come up, just for what they know that the Raiders can do and be great for. They're cut now. And I really don't like it because I feel like by them taking a cut, taking a seat back so that you can realize their skills, and they had skills. I mean, everybody, the ones that took a pay cut, that you were actually looking like boo boo boo, they had skills. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's sad. It's what they do, and you know what they allow. Like if I was take myself out of it for the entertainment, for the pleasure of watching and doing, you know, do what you do to be continually on the field. You know, you go with the deals and shit like that. But a lot of people that I notice that they even take some of the press conference off are people that really didn't realize that they were being cut at that time and really thought that where they were going to be their home and be able to ride out. Not saying that that's okay, and not saying that, you know, you can just sit on it, but it wasn't people that didn't have the skills, that wasn't providing or didn't bring anything to the table, so that was kind of surprising. So now we look forward to the pro season, which we're going to see our pro ballers, and then at the time we're going to see our rookies. This for me it stems deeper because I was a big Nathan Peterman fan, or you know Nathan Peterman fan, because I feel like you know also a Rich Gannon fan. So if I felt like he embodied that whole structure and doing certain things that he just came off, just felt within his body to come off the line with it. So that's why it was more like me looking at him like, damn, he should actually start because he go for it. He do this, he do that. He don't mind. You know what I mean? He pick up the slack. If y'all blame it on him, then that's okay. Then it is what it is. But seeing that, you know, Carr does the forefront or in the front of everything, and he can't even admit to throwing a ball too far, too short. Like you can see some people at the line, your quarterback, when you see like some people like throw some shit like, oh, my bad, my bad. It's like they take initiative to what they do and he don't. And then to have the press conference, it's like, yeah. You talk to him and he's slandering or putting another teammate down. And I just feel like, come on now, do you take initiative to anything? Now, when I was watching these press conferences, I was looking like I come across a whole lot of stuff. And during those times, a lot of people was having babies, so that's a blessing. And then, because of how vocal I am and being able to not just spot but pay attention to what they're saying and how they're saying that, for some reason they just cut me off at the press conference. Now I only have certain people that probably I don't really know of or probably haven't really got up on their stats. So that's surprising to me. I'd be looking like, okay, so I'm not. Sometimes it makes me feel like I shouldn't even follow other people because, like, if somebody else get into the air and they cut me off just off of being genuine or whatever, I'd be looking like whatever have you. I'm still gonna have my mind, my certain opinion, and what I know is what's going on for a fact. Regardless of what type of money is being thrown around, we know that in order to get to where we are now, we did have to sacrifice a lot. So my message, and I'm a Raiders fan. I'm a diehard Raiders fan. Like it ain't nothing else above that. You got God. I mean, I got my God. Not my God. I got God, my family, and then I have my little, you know, ride or die Raider. Ain't nobody finna knock me off. Like I stand 10 toes on my shit, and that's what it is. So to know that even people when you getting paid for this whole shit, it's just like, come on now. Like I said in one of my videos before, a lot of people be, 10 toes on the ground. People I used to watch go to parks, people playing football, it's all for free. They do it and come back, do it again. It's like almost what you're doing, but you're getting paid for it. And now you making up excuses because you have so many eyes on you. That's not okay. You're supposed to still stand strong and do what you do. Like, don't do it like that. Like, I'm trying not to be pissed off. Okay. Not for I'm gonna fix that before somebody else see it. But at the same time, yeah, shit like that. When I see it and I just know, and Dante, I just want to, just a message out to you. Just be careful. Pay attention to the structure. Pay attention to everybody because I can't stand when a person that is able, you may not. This may not have been your first option or what you may have been, but some people be like, this is where I am, and I'm gonna honor it. These are the people that gave me the opportunity, so we're gonna move forward with it. But don't be afraid to stand 10 toes in your shit now. When I say 10 toes in my shit, I realize, like, when I start talking this shit, and then when I start going to certain platforms and shit like that, I noticed that I started getting cut out of some shit because not only do I pay attention to the field, I pay attention to everybody that I actually watch and all of that and what they say and how they contribute to not just the nation, but the purpose on the field as well. So it's just like for me overall, I just be looking at it all, and then when it just come full circle, I be looking like this is a pile of shit, gumbo. And unless everybody's willing to stand in their shit to be able to correct their shit, I don't know how we are looking at like it's gonna be moved forward with switching all this dust under the rug and all of this other shit. Just be careful about that. That's all I'm saying. Because you came because you was like, ooh, he getting ready to go out because he's just young and now he's old and we have this history. Well, fuck the history. You feel me? You got history with your family, but that didn't stop certain people from fucking you over. Me too. Me too. I got 29 subscribers, and I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, or I'm gonna say 8 times out of 10, so most of them is probably strangers. Cause a nigga right next to you probably ain't fucking with you like that. A lot of people don't believe in you, not from. It don't hurt me. I do what I do because you know what? I'm gonna smile anyways. I'm alive and I'm here, so that's what you should do. But don't take in nothing that like I don't know, I don't want to get too serious, but there's certain shit when you see shit and your mind, your heart, and just says just tell you different, you should roll off of that. No matter how you think like okay, you can change some shit because certain things is just not meant to mix and mingle, which I have learned even in YouTube, the mixing and mingle with the truth and bringing people to realizing certain things in the light because some people are just like stricken and I be looking like, oh my god, okay, if that's what works, that's what works for them. Hey, over here it's quality over quantity. And that's what's up. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and everybody just choose wisely. And even if you step into a corner, make sure you have your own back if there is no one else. Have a blessed one. Oh, like, comment, subscribe.